This is the heavyweight championship for Canadian portfolios. In the red corner, representing massive American growth, we have VFV. And in the green corner, the challenger, representing global safety and diversification, XEQT. For years, investors have argued over which one of these titans actually makes you richer. Well, today, we settle it. So here's how we're going to do this. We're comparing two of Canada's most popular ETFs. You know, those baskets of stocks you can buy with just a single click. And we are going 4 rounds to see who wins the belt. Round 1, we're going to look at the fees, what these things actually cost you. Round 2, diversification, what are you really buying? Round 3 is the big one, the returns. And in the final round, we'll deliver the verdict to help you pick your champion. All right, let's get right into it. Round 1, the fee fight. This is all about how much of your hard-earned money you get to keep versus how much gets quietly vacuumed out of your account by management fees year after year. Now look, both of these are incredibly cheap compared to old-school mutual funds. But in this fight, every little bit counts. The management expense ratio, or MER, for VFV is just 0.09%. For XEQT, it's 0.20%. So yeah, VFV comes in at less than half the cost. Okay, so what does that actually mean in real dollars? Let's do the math. On a $100,000 portfolio, that 0.2% fee for XEQ costs you $200 a year. The 0.09% for VFV, that's just $90. That's a difference of $110 every single year that just stays in your pocket with VFV. And believe me, over decades, that simple difference can compound into thousands. So for round 1, the winner on points, it's clearly VFV. All right, on to round 2. This is what I call the diversification divide. See, it's not just about cost, it's about what you're actually buying. Where in the world is your money invested, and exactly how many eggs are in your basket? XEQT is basically a one-stop shop for the entire planet. It holds thousands of different stocks from pretty much every corner of the globe. You can see it right here. About 45% is in the US, sure, but you also get a solid 25% right here at home in Canada, another 25% in other developed countries like Japan and Germany, and even in a little slice in emerging markets like China and Brazil. Now, VFV takes a completely different approach. It bets everything on black. It is 100% invested in the United States. Specifically, it tracks the S&P 500 index, which is just the 500 biggest, most powerful companies in America. So let's just boil it down. With VFV, you're owning a piece of 500 absolutely dominant companies. But they're all based in one single country. With XEQT, you own a piece of over 9,000 companies spread across the entire global economy. This round, it really comes down to your core investing philosophy. So I've got to ask you, based on this round alone, are you Team America, making a concentrated bet on the continued dominance of the US economy, or are you Team World, believing that the safest bet is to just own a little piece of everything? I'm genuinely curious to see where everyone lands on this one. Let me know which team you're on down in the comments. Team America with VVV or Team World with XEQT. And hey, if you're just getting started and you need a great low-cost place to actually buy either of these, I'll drop a link to Wealthsimple in the description. It's where I use, and it makes getting started incredibly easy. And now, for the main event, round 3, the performance puzzle. This is the round that causes the most arguments online, because it's where we talk about what everyone really cares about, the returns. But I have to warn you, the numbers can be very, very deceiving. If you just look at the last decade, VFV has delivered an absolute knockout punch. The S&P 500, which VFV tracks, has returned an average of about 12.5% per year. In contrast, a globally diversified portfolio, like the one XEQT mimics, has returned closer to 8.5% per year. On the surface, it looks like an absolute blowout for Team America. So that's it then, right? It's an open and shut case for VVFV. The US has crushed the rest of the world for 10 years straight. You have to be crazy not to just pile all your money into the S&P 500, wouldn't you? Well, not so fast. This right here, this illustrates the danger of what we call recency bias. A lot of investors forget this, but from the year 2000 all the way to the end of 2009, the S&P 500 went absolutely nowhere. Seriously, if you invested at the peak of the dot-com bubble and you held on for a full 10 years, right through the 2008 financial crisis, your total return was pretty much zero. A whole decade with nothing to show for it. And during that same time, international markets and even Canadian markets often did much better, protecting those diversified investors. This brings us to a really powerful quote from the folks at PWL Capital. Chasing yesterday's winners is often a buy high, sell low strategy. It's so true. Just because the US has been on this incredible historic run doesn't guarantee it's going to be the winner of the next decade. History shows us that market leadership rotates. So, while VVV wins this round on recent performance, you could argue Execute wins on the principle of risk management. We'll call it a split decision. Okay, we've been through the fees, the diversification, and the tricky subject of performance. Now it's time for the final round, the verdict. But look, this isn't about me picking a winner for you. This is about helping you decide which of these ETFs is the champion for your portfolio and your goals. So let's break it down really simply. You should probably lean towards VFV if you have a very strong belief that the US economy and its biggest companies will keep outperforming the rest of the world for years to come. It's also for the investor who wants to squeeze every last penny out of fees and is comfortable with that higher concentration risk. On the other hand, you should choose XEQT if you value simplicity and true global diversification above all else. It's the ultimate set it and forget it portfolio. You're not just betting on one country, you're betting on the entire global economy, which history has shown is a very smart, prudent way to manage risk long term. Now, before we finish up, I have to state this very clearly. This explainer is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. You should always do your own research and consider talking to a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. So there you have it, the tale of a tape between two of Canada's investing heavyweights. Now that you picked your fighter, the next critical step is making sure you're using your investment accounts properly. So, click the explainer on the screen right here to learn about the hidden tax traps you absolutely need to avoid inside your TFSA. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.